Today we're going to be working on extending our deck, making it nearly triple the size that it is right now. Our deck's pretty big, so this thing's gonna be massive.
But before we can start placing boards and making some serious headway on this deck, we have a lot of work ahead of us. We have a lot of work to do from the ground up to start. So if you guys want a little bit of an idea of how big this thing is gonna be, whoop, so it's actually gonna come and expand all the way out to here.
But when it comes to pouring concrete around here, there's no such thing as sonotubes. There's no such thing as like pre-made forms. We gotta build everything ourselves here in Panama. So gotta start building some boxes. And you guys know how terrible I am at building boxes. Yeah.
So sometimes there are things that go on behind the scenes that don't always make it to the videos. So for the last few days, we've actually been working on this little project here. Welcome to our new shed. The thing that we probably should have bought, the first thing we probably should have ever bought here on Lola's farm, honey, to store all of our tools.
If we built this first, we'd be living in here. Let's be real, that's what that was supposed to be. That was supposed to be a shed and then we moved in. Do you want to live in a lifetime shed? Because that's what we'd be doing.
Honestly, this lifetime shed is amazing. Sweetie, I don't know why you said you're not good at making boxes. That is one beautiful box right there, sweetie. I think that was me.
Oh, it's too tall.
Jordan and I never ever take for granted the fact that we're able to still watch our little girl run around on our land while we're still getting work done. It's honestly such a blessing that we have Karen to come and help in the mornings, because we still do get to witness and be around her and see her when we want while also getting work done.
Yeah, 46.
46, Dada.
I'm going to do this side. Okay?
Okay, baby.
I just need to mark where each of these rebar pieces touch this sheet metal. This is thick sheet metal. It's a 1/4 of an inch thick, so it's going to take a while to drill a hole through. You know, carrying all these materials around is probably one of the hardest things about building here. I'm gonna go all the way up and down a mountain every time we get a shipment of stuff.
So we're still within the first week of milking Arepa, which this is the first time we ever milked her before. So she's still getting used to it. So this morning she ended up knocking over the whole bowl and 95% of it ended up going to the dogs, but that's all right, at least they're happy.
Because there's no pre-built forms for concrete, you basically just buy this rough milled wood that's just like right out of a bandsaw. It's still super wet, it's still super sappy, and it's basically for single use. Cut it up, nail it together. The pieces are anything but straight on all dimensions, but it works, and it works for what we need it for. Yeah, come help me. I need your help, sweet pea.
I'm here, she says.
You're gonna take this and draw a line right here.
Okay. I'm gonna do this.
You gotta take this pencil and draw a line right there.
Okay.
Good job, honey. And now you're gonna draw a line all the way along. So you take your hand here and you go.
We take this.
Okay.
We draw a line like this. Okay, you take this. You put on this middle. Do it like this.
All right, how long is it?
2.
It's 2?
Yeah.
All right. She's the boss around here now.
Just do this, This is gonna be so fast. You can take that, and I can take this.
What, you want me to take this?
I don't have a thing.
Yeah, you have this thing. So you can go like this, look. That's what that's for. When you're thinking, you can swirl it around on your finger. Here's a trick to doing construction with a baby. Just take your time. Let him be a part of it throughout the process. It keeps her entertained. And she's learning. And she's teaching me stuff. And it just makes for a better day. Rather than just like, we gotta go as fast as we can and get it all done. Just spend the day with her.
It's my arm.
It's my arm.
My body is mad at me. 3 footers down, 3 more to go. It's just moving the materials around, it's the hardest thing. But I don't go to the gym these days for this reason, because this is my gym. Good morning, Stay Babe.
Pink balloons.
I have the pink balloons. I brought you one. It's red. So I just want to take a moment here to make a quick little public service announcement. Health is something that I take very, very seriously. If I'm not feeling my best, then I'm not bringing my best foot forward with being a mother, being a good partner, and being able to bring muscle here to make things happen on Lola's farm. One of the absolute biggest upgrades that I have made in my health routine in the last 10 months has been taking a probiotic. There are so many health fads out there, probiotics being one of them, but that is why I want to talk about Seed today, because these guys are truly so amazing. I've never used a probiotic that has been so effective, and there's a reason why these guys stand out. So the first obvious thing, and honestly the coolest thing about Seed, is their capsule. I personally have never seen another probiotic that's designed this way, that's essentially a pill within a pill. The prebiotic is essential in having an effective probiotic, because this is what's going to support the probiotic through digestion. And then this tiny pill inside the probiotic is a perfect combination of all the good bacteria that your body needs to support digestion. As a lot of you guys might already know, our gut health is so crucial when it comes to the health of our entire body. It affects every single organ. If your gut isn't in check, then it's not even absorbing the nutrients from the food you're eating, even if you're eating a really good, clean diet. So I'm telling you guys, Seed is the way. That is the best probiotic that I have ever used. My digestion is so much better, my skin health, my energy levels, the list goes on. It all starts in the gut. So if any of you guys out there are interested in taking a probiotic, or you're already taking a probiotic right now, I cannot recommend Seed enough. They also gave us a killer deal for you guys that if you click the link down below, use the code Nomadic25, you will get 25% off your order.
You got any frustrations going on today?
Frustrations? I'm a little frustrated you didn't take out the trash this morning.
All right, hit that. Take it out on that piece of wood instead of me. Did you ask me to take out the trash? You did?
Ooh, that one. See, another reason to be frustrated. You didn't even hear me ask you to take out the trash. Good morning, Teddy. Good morning. Speaking about frustrations, honey.
Tell me.
So I'm thinking the end of March is definitely the time for our wedding.
How does that have anything to do with frustrations?
It doesn't. Honestly, you guys, we've been keeping an eye on the weather for our wedding. Because, like we said, our ideal situation is we have it down here because a lot of our family and friends haven't seen it yet, and I feel like it's the perfect excuse to get everybody down here. So we're thinking end of March of next year is going to be the time. The weather's been amazing. We've only had like a couple rainy days in the last really month. It might be time to start getting planning, honey.
Honey, we're a year out.
It's time for me to go wedding shopping, honey.
No.
Dress shopping.
Listen, our budget is like
5,000.
100.
500,000.
$500.
Honestly, you guys, I'm probably gonna be the most low-key bride. I tell
That's what
Jordan.
they all say. That's what they.
I know it is what they all say. No, but honestly though, like I feel like I really could care less about all the little details. I honestly want to have a lot of fun, like picking things out myself.
Yeah, I want to have an open bar. I want to have a big band. I want to have the flowers. I want to have a dress. And then Next thing you know, we're gonna have to take out a levy on our property. We're gonna have to sell a moo.
Oh my gosh. No way, you guys. No way. The only thing I care about, honestly, is being with my family and friends. I feel like it's a perfect opportunity to get both of our families together, to celebrate love, to have an amazing time together, and ideally, hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can make it happen, if we can pull it off, get everyone down here to Panama.
So we just have to clean these plates off of all the concrete, and then those pieces of rebar that are poking through, we just need to weld it down. So the plate is locked in. We got some honeycomb action going on over here, you guys. I would say working with concrete is my weakest type of material to work with because I have a tendency to pour it when it's too dry. And that's what happened here, but I'm just gonna try and patch it up.
Luckily, with cement, it is pretty forgiving. You see it? Yeah. It's like exactly 16, huh? We are getting closer and closer, step by step, to getting this deck bigger and bigger. This next step here is to put these beams, these vertical beams, into place, weld them onto the footer so then we can start going horizontal. Because once we start going horizontal, that's when the decking boards start, and that's when this deck actually really starts coming together.
I'm loving how these welds are looking. Laying down good welds has been 4 years in the making, and I feel like we finally got this thing. I feel like confident enough now to be welding for a house. Everything up to now has basically been practice.
Honestly, I feel like once this deck is done, but more importantly, once these doors here become sliding glass doors, I feel like I'm gonna be so content living in this thing for however long it takes to build our actual permanent house here on Lola's farm. Because not only will our living space be like 3 times the size with this deck, but having those sliding glass doors I feel like will be so crucial with just making the inside of the space feel so much bigger. We'll have the view of the volcano. You want it on the bottom here? Or this side? Okay, it's almost there. Bring it to the right just slightly. Right there. Sweetie, I have no idea how we used to do footers or anything without a laser level before. How the heck? I don't even remember how we did it.
If you guys are building anything, if you're even hanging a picture frame, get a laser level. It improves how everything looks, like times a million.
And it just makes the process so much quicker.
I've been peeping what you guys have been saying in the comments a little bit. Some of you guys are confused. It's like, I don't get why you're not building your house yet. And you guys gotta understand, when we start the house build, that's gonna be like let's be real, that's gonna be like a 3-year process.
Oh, definitely.
And once we start, there's no looking back. So I feel like we're just There's two things going on. Number one, we're working on the final plans of the house. So while we're doing that, we're just trying to get as comfortable as we can so we can grind out a house build in 3 years. And I know maybe like 3 years sounds like a long time, but it's just us. Like, we don't got a crew. We got all hand tools.
We got Ibarzo and Enrique. That's our crew.
We don't have any heavy machinery, and we're building everything out of metal and concrete, and that stuff takes so long. Usually a construction crew here is like 20 or 30 guys.
But man, we are so excited to show you guys what we have going on with these plans here. We've just been fine-tuning them for the last few weeks. We're working with an architect actually from the States. He's so amazing. Shout out to you, Bruce. But hopefully we'll have the plans within the next month or so. Just the planning of the house itself has been such a labor of love, such a process, that it's just gonna feel so good when we actually start the build of this thing. What are you thinking, Eddie?
This tree is diseased. It's hollow in the center. And this tree is also exactly where we have to put one of our last footers for this deck. So you know what that means.
Is this the first tree that we chopped down on our land?
I think so. It's
in a
nice
way,
one.
it's like a bittersweet thing, because we'd probably be able to use the wood for sure.
And we've also planted 400 trees. So if we're on a 400-to-1 ratio, I think we're doing pretty good.
This whole thing is totally hollowed out. And even though it might stand strong for a few more years, we'd rather chop it down now than have to finagle our way chopping it down when it's actually falling down once the deck is up, because that's gonna make it a lot harder. The only concern here is we need to make sure this tree doesn't fall on the bathroom or on the house, because it's pretty tall. This is a pretty large tree. That could not have gone any better. Nice! Woohoo! Man, this is gonna be a lot of work just moving this. This is so much wood here, but luckily we have a lot of firewood to have for our sauna, for our pizza oven. We should be good for at least a year, I would say.
I think a little bit later I'll get going on processing all this into firewood. But in the meantime, I want to get this beam welded into place. I want to see this going across and really start to get a good idea for what this deck is going to look like. When this deck is done, it's just going to improve our quality of living so much. This is where we're going to spend so much of our time. Look how beautiful it is out. I use a laser line to get all these beams square. They're straight. They're square to the workshop and they're square to the deck. Ready to weld this last one in place. Put a couple tacks first, then lay all the fat welds, and then get this first big beam into place. All right, now let's get this beam welded into place. .558, and I look like a man that's been welding all day. I feel like it too. You guys want to know the crazy part? This is only 2/3. Just imagine 8 more feet and a little casita right there. That's gonna be our little home gym. I've been struggling with this thought since we started building this deck, but you see this tree right behind me? I'm thinking about keeping this tree and building the deck around it and leaving space for the tree to grow over time so we can have some nice natural shade. I just don't know if it's a stupid idea. Why don't you guys let me know? What are your thoughts? Should we keep this tree? Should we cut it down and turn it into firewood? Because imagine just hanging out underneath the tree on the deck here. But the sun's setting and our backyard here is an absolute mess. I can't leave this tree here because it's just taking up so much space. So I have about 20 minutes until it gets dark. I'm gonna try to process as much of this into firewood as I can in the meantime.